Good afternoon, fellow hi-fi travelers. How are y'all? You doing all right? Nick Marilee's $20 super sticker before the live stream even started. That's amazing. Thank you, Nick. Very cool lightning picture in the background. Very cool. Where are you, Nick? We got Ed Zach saying good afternoon. I'm going to put Nick back up here. All right. After much agonizing, I just bought a Moog Matriarch, a bit different to my hi-fi, but I made the choice to keep it real. I don't even know what that is. A Moog Matriarch. Hold on. Let me share my screen here. Put this over there. Boom, boom, boom. And then we'll do a little searchy. Moog. Okay. All right. Okay. All right. It's a keyboard. I did not know that. Very cool. Thank you for the super sticker, Nick. All right. Let's go all the way down to the bottom here. Craig Myers, Boston Craig says, hey. What's up, Craig? Jim here. Hello, all. Happy Hump Day live stream. Man, these are coming in quick. Greetings from Chicago. Greetings from the Windy City. Andy Anderson. Good afternoon, all. Look at Andy surfing. Every time I go to click on one, it bumps down. Ah, very good. Very good. Yes, my manners have failed me. I will repent by partaking with it. All right. Very cool. All right. Kane Weatherall. Hey, I just upgraded my amp to a Cambridge Audio AXA 35, which is a 8 ohm amp, but the speakers I have are 6 ohms. Will this damage my the amp? It's doubtful. I doubt it. Just hook them up though and give it a whirl. I'm pretty sure the AXA 35 has some type of protection circuit on it. So if they're too much, I'm probably going to protect mode. I don't think it will be. Most 6 ohm speakers aren't really that big of a deal to drive. So, and a lot of that stuff, I mean, I think that Cambridge has a toroid in it. So I imagine you could probably run even 4 ohm speakers on that. We got another super Rodrigo Verez. $5R. Hey, man, Mr. Man. Hey, mister. Any opinion on the NAD 3020 V2? I don't think I've listened to that. I think I've tried to get it in. I haven't heard that one, though. I think that is the last Class AB. Let's go. Share screen. Let's look it up. All right. Share. Oops. Oh, that didn't look very good. Let's try this. There we go. NAD 3020 V2. Oh, I did have that one. Ooh. I didn't love it. I didn't love it at all. Sorry, Rodrigo. I hope you didn't buy it. I didn't love it. I thought it was way overpriced for what you get. So, yeah. I would look elsewhere, man, if you can. I remember that had an HDMI input on it or something, and I think they wanted $900 for it. I mean, that's like a $300 amp with an HDMI, if $300. So, yeah. My amp is 80 times 2 at 4 ohms, 10% distortion, 65 times 2 at 4 ohm, 1%. Do you think this could power a sub with my SSCS5s? I mean, the sub should be powered by itself, man. So most, if not all, subs are powered. So you don't have to worry about your amp ratings for powering a sub. It'll have its own power. AXA 35 is only rated for 8 ohms. I know. Probably still going to be okay. I put a pair of 4-ohm ELACs on that really cheap Sony 2-channel receiver. It drove them. I mean, it didn't drive them well, but it was fine. It's not like it closed up really quick. Hey, Randy, what would you recommend to upgrade from the IEMA A08 to? Is there anything better at all under like 1500K? Yeah, 1500, man. That's a lot of cheese for the mice. There's tons of stuff out there. Let's see. If you want like a pretty analytical sound, that Yamaha AS801, pretty awesome. I think that's $800 or $900. Then you could even go separates, man. I mean, you could get a pair of A1 monoblocks from Emotiva for $900, and then the PT1 or PT2. PT1, I think, comes in around $500. So you're at $1,400. You got gobs of power, monoblocks, a dedicated preamp with a DAC, with bass management, with a phono stage, with a tuner, with tone controls, with a remote control. So yeah, man, $1,500 is a lot. If it were me, that's probably where I would go, unless you wanted like a really good DAC. Then I would budget in for that. But even the A2 from Emotiva, I think comes around $500 or $600. So there's a ton of options. So the Yamaha, a bunch of stuff from Emotiva. What else would I think about? I think that Audiolab 6000 is in that price range. I've never reviewed it though. If you want super, also not analytical, but clean, the Rotel, the Tribute, A11 Tribute, it's a little bit lower powered, but it sounds really good. So yeah, tons of options, man. Tons and tons of options. All right. Greetings from Hamilton, Canada. I have some Paradigm Titan version 2. How do you think they compare to modern bookshelf speakers of today? Well, unfortunately, I've never heard the Titan version 2. I know Paradigm has a very good reputation, though, so I would imagine they're probably pretty good. But unfortunately, I just haven't heard them, so I couldn't say whether they're good or bad. And like speakers of today, that's such a broad thing. Like there's some great speakers of today. There's some not so great speakers of today. So yeah. Thoughts on Focal 806 at $600. Triangle Bro 3 at $350. Huh. I don't like either of those speakers. I heard the 806s in a showroom, and they sounded really impressive for about one song. And then it was like, oh, and it started to get a little fatiguing. And this is in the showroom, right? The Bro 3s I thought were good. I thought they were attractive. I thought they were a little bit veiled through the mid-range. Yeah. So I don't love either of those. But they have, yeah. I think if I had to choose one though, out of those two, I'd probably choose the triangles. And I'm not a huge fan of the triangles, but that's probably what I would do. I just think the focals are too sharp on the top end. Jason Ox, $5. Look at you holding that little baby. It's a baby. Any more Paradigm reviews coming up? Paradigm. No, I haven't talked to them. The only Paradigm stuff I've had in, I bought. So I would love to, but they've never reached out to me. I don't know who distributes them in the US. So probably not. Nothing pending. I mean, if they called or they emailed, yeah, for sure. I'd email whatever they wanted to send me. Chris Hughes, got my Yamo S803s today. Thanks to your review on them. You bet, Chris. That's a good fun speaker. Good fun speaker. Thoughts on vintage Klipsch? I think like vintage heresy, so the vintage heritage models, safe bet. Really safe bet. The other vintage stuff, it's kind of a mixed bag, I think. So it could be great, could be not great. I mean, if it's a great deal, you're putting them in the garage or something like that. Yeah, take a look at them. But I don't know. I like Fortes, Heresy's, Clipped Horns, that other one. Yeah, I think you're safe with any of those if the stuff's in good shape, of course. Nick Marilis, $5 super. Dude, you already gave me money, man. Thank you. Go buy yourself a cup of coffee, bro. You already bought me some cup of coffees. They're rolling in. Neil Long, $5, 5 pounds, 5 quid. Hey there, bought a Weem streamer with your advice. Got it hooked up to my X Duo XA10 via optical. A match made in heaven. I always get nervous because I don't know what the rest of the sentence is going to sound like. Like, I bought a Weem Mini and it absolutely sucks. So that's what I were. But they're very nice. Thank you. 5 quid. I love saying quid. Has anybody watched Andor? I love Andor because everybody on that has a British accent or a Scottish accent. Like, apparently in space and outer space, everyone's British. And I love it. The evil empire is all British. I'm not saying British people are evil at all. My neighbor across the street is from the UK. He's a great guy. I just find it interesting. It is more like captivating though. I like the British accents. I don't know why Brit TV, I've heard, makes Americans out to be a bunch of idiots, like obnoxious idiots. I guess maybe they're watching too much of me. Any comments on the upcoming Weem Pro? The whispers are getting louder. I can't. I mean, the funny thing is, though, I mean, I have talked to them, but on my patron Zoom, like a lot of my patrons knew as much as I did. So I guess it's not a crazy secret. I still don't feel comfortable talking about it in this situation with the live stream, but I think it's going to be great. There's going to be a lot more functionality than the Mini. I think it's going to be built better. So it's going to be a win-win. I still don't know what the price is going to be, like the market price. I did ask that and they said they didn't know. Mr. Vig Manu, €2. A deuce euro. Thank you. Thank you very much. Brian Boulden, Weem Mini product info, particularly the item that is supposed to rival the Power Node. Do you know when it's going to be available? I do not, Brian. And I hope it doesn't rival the Power Node because I hate integrated streamers because the amp section is usually not great. Hey, are you going to whatchamacallit? Cedia? I think I'm going tomorrow and Friday. Yeah. Show us the Mando helmet. This has been sitting in a box for a while. Hold on. Let's do the live stream like this. How's that sound? Is everything coming in all right? Here's the thumbnail right here. Hold on. I need to hold something. Here. All right. This is the thumbnail right here for this live stream. I don't know. Can you hear me okay in there? How was that? Is that fun for you? Because it was a lot of fun for me. That would be hilarious if, like, for whatever reason, it just beeped out right there. You sound better. You sound better with the helmet. That's too funny. I'm not gonna. Ibby, I'm going to call you that. Hello, Cheap Audio Man. I'd like to know your views on in-ear monitors, particularly budget IEMs from China. It's a popular niche, and I think it's a good way to get new peeps into the hobby because cheap. I agree wholeheartedly. The problem is there are so many of them. So you start to get lost in a sea of cheap IEMs. However, I think some stand out from the rest. The tin Hi-Fi T2s, the blonde BL05s, it's the Critical one, the $35 Electrostat. Those are really good. A little bit hard on top sometimes. There's a bunch out there. A bunch of them out there. And I agree with you. Ooh, 10P1s. I like the first generation better. They're a little power hungry, but man, they're good. You're gonna get your hands on the Schkit Loki Max for review. I probably could if I reached out to them. That's like $1,500 though, so that's starting to get expensive. Hello, cheap audio man. I'd like to know your views. Okay, I already read that one. Perfect. Hey man, cool. I was just wondering what to watch. I don't know what that means. Something. All right. Here you go, Brian. Yeah, see you there tomorrow. Probably not on Friday. All right. I'll meet you somewhere. Hey, Rainey, any advice for a new YouTuber trying to build a community of audio files from scratch? Did you tell a lot of people in your life? No, I didn't tell anybody. Siddharth, I'm going to call you Sid. Sid, I didn't tell anybody initially. Like, I didn't tell my family. I definitely didn't tell anybody at work. So I kind of built it up until it was going. And then I still, to like, people barely know. I finally posted something on my personal Facebook page, like 18 months, because I hadn't been on Facebook. So here's my advice. Work. Like, look around and see what other people are doing. If they're posting once a week, post 3 times a week. Like, and be willing to sacrifice free time, be willing to sacrifice sleep. And if you really want to do it, because nobody has your voice, nobody has your perspective. So you are uniquely qualified to have a YouTube channel and talk about it in this space. And if you are willing to work for it, you will find an audience. And if you create a positive atmosphere, not a gatekeeping atmosphere, not telling people that they're less than because they can't afford this, or that this is the only type of products that are good. Like, it's just about work. Everything else takes care of itself. All the cameras and the lighting and the editing, all that BS takes care of itself if you're willing to work really hard. Because if you're making cakes, you make your first cake, it's probably not going to be that great. You make 300 cakes, chances are the 300th cake is going to be better than the first one. So my advice is work. Be willing to put out and put more time into it than anybody else, and you will be successful. Anyway, Jonathan Smith, $5. Really enjoying the IEMA T9. Thank you. The funny thing about the T9 is I think like 5% of the people that bought that amp had issues with it. And then other creators on YouTube maybe said that, hey, watch out, this is a bad product. And it's kind of like everything else. Like, a few bad apples that speak loudly, everybody just thinks that that's the way it is. But the T9 is one of the greatest pieces of hi-fi equipment I've ever had, regardless of price. It's just absolutely fantastic. Daniel said that's good life advice regardless. Hi-Fi and Photo Brian, what editing program do you use for your videos? I use Final Cut Pro, but initially I used Photoshop. And I know people say Photoshop. No, that's not. No, Photoshop. Photoshop actually has an embedded video editor in it. So if you take an .mov file or an MP4 and you open it in Photoshop, it'll pop you into this video editor. And man, it's archaic, but that's what I used for a long time. My first couple of videos that I edited, I used the free. So in Windows machines, there's like a pictures app. There's like a really bad video editor in there. I used that. But then when I got really serious about it, I used iMovie. So I bought a Mac and I used iMovie, which is free. iMovie is kind of like a stripped down version of Final Cut Pro. So my kind of strategy was I'll do iMovie for 6 months, and when I get good at that, then I'll buy Final Cut. So I'm on Final Cut now. Yeah. Inspecting gadgets. Randy's not kidding. He's relentless. Yeah. Thank you. Are Yamo subwoofers rebranding Klipsch's? They may be now. They weren't even a year ago, though. So Yamo had a completely different design philosophy. Whether or not whether those people are still employed within Vox, and Vox is the parent company for Klipsch and Yamo, amongst many others, among Magnat, Onkyo, Pioneer, they all fall under that. Whether or not there's still independent design going on from Yamo-ish employees is up for debate, because there hasn't been like any new Yamo releases to my knowledge. All the good stuff that's been around for a while, it continues to get kind of like discounted. So I don't know if they're just burning through all of the remaining inventory or what. Wes Fletcher, do you know of a hurricane-proof hi-fi system? Wes, I hope you're safe. I hope you get some sandbags. I do not. I do, however, know of a hurricane-proof television, and that is the old Sony flat screen tube TVs, the CRT TVs. They were gray, and they had the speakers on the side. The speakers actually weren't that bad. This thing was really good. The picture was fantastic. Okay. They weighed about 200 pounds. I purchased that television at the PX, Navy PX in Pensacola. Lugged it upstairs. The box was like 30 pounds just by itself. Lugged it upstairs on my back, shoving it upstairs. Then moved out because I was living with a girl at the time, and it went incredibly wrong. So I moved into a 1-bedroom. She moved away. So I moved that into the 1-bedroom. Then Hurricane Ivan hits. I left Pensacola, so I didn't have to go through Hurricane Ivan. I come back. My apartment's condemned. You could tell on the wall where the water line was because I was in a first-floor apartment. So there's probably about 6 inches of water in my apartment. Windows broken out. Just mold everywhere. That TV, fine. I actually took it out. It still worked. That TV refused to die. So while I don't have a hurricane-proof hi-fi system, I at one time had a hurricane-proof television. And I'm sure that TV is still running. I put it on the curb time, and somebody finally took it. But yeah. So I don't know about the hi-fi, but that TV was bulletproof. Actually, when I was moving, the TV fell on top of me. I was pinned underneath it, and I had to push it off. My mom was helping me, and she had to move it. You could drop it off a truck, and that thing was fine. Is there a unit like the Weem for audio and video? Well, technically speaking, like NVIDIA Shield, Amazon Fire Stick, Apple TV. So in essence, yes, but there's no optical output or anything like that. It's HDMI for your digital stuff. So yes, but no, because the streaming platform is the apps that you would download onto the Shield, onto the Fire Stick, onto the Apple TV, things like that. So yes and no. Can you review the JBL 308 speakers and the Kali B6? Those speakers are really popular budget active options, and I'm surprised you haven't already. Well, I don't have a relationship at all with JBL. They've never sent me anything. Everything from JBL that I've had, I've purchased. But I think that's a great idea, because I think that's kind of like, I don't like the budget powered speakers that I've got, except I do have the new ELACs in. But I think those studio monitors, I think there's a lot of upside for people that are comfortable with the different inputs and things like that. So it's a great idea, man. Hold on, let me get a drink. $600 passive bookshelf speaker suggestions. So let's go ELAC first. ELAC Unified 2.0. ELAC debut reference. Both great. They sound different, though. Emotiva B2 Plus or B1 Plus, really. That's $450. I think both those ELACs are around $550, $600. Let's see. What else? The SVS Prime bookshelves. They were at one time $500. They're probably $600 now. Great. Aluminum dome tweeter. Punchy. Detailed on top. Very good. Let's see. Wharfdale Denton. Wharfdale Denton. Let's do this. Wharfdale Denton. Hold on. I think I'm missing super chats. Did I get this one in here? Yeah. I think there was a $10 one I might have missed. Okay. Oh, yeah, it was Wes. Okay. So these speakers, I don't know what they're running for right now. Maybe $600. So it's the 80th edition, 80th anniversary. Not the 85th, not the latest and greatest. They're small though, but they are absolutely gorgeous from a finishing standpoint, and they sound really good. So I've been running them kind of near field for the last week or so, and they continue to surprise me. So yeah, I like those. All right. Seth Sutton, opinion on thrifted setup Pioneer SA1050 for $6. Boston Acoustics CR75 at $30. Going to be running my topping DTS into the source. $36. I want to do a video where I build like a whole system for less than $100, but I don't want to interact with people from Craigslist or wherever. So maybe thrift. I don't have good thrift stores around here. Skyline Staffing, Vanatu T1E versus Klipsch the 5s versus SVS Prime Wireless Pro versus Tannoy Gold 5. Which would you suggest? Well, I've only heard one out of all of those, and I did like the Vanatu. They're very good. Klipsch the 5s, I think, are being blown out right now. I think the big benefit or differentiator they have is the HDMI eARC. I think they also have a Phono Preamp. They also have a EQ in the app. So $500, it's pretty compelling if you want a powered speaker. I mean, really, that's you have a whole system right there. SVS Prime Wireless, haven't heard those. Tannoy Gold, haven't heard them. So I've only heard one out of those. But on paper, the Klipsch look like a spec monster. And I've heard that with the new EQ, probably pretty good. ELAC B6.2 with the Yamaha AS701 will work fine or not? Thanks. Might be a little thin for you. So I would really lean into your loudness control on there, because the ELACs, that 6.2 is a little bit thin through the bottom end, and that Yamaha, when you're not using the loudness control, can be pretty thin as well. So you may want to boost the bass a little bit somehow or another. Gregory Lindo, which is one of the coolest names I've heard all day. Gregory Lindo. Hey, Lindo. Hey, what's up? How you doing, Lindo? You have a good weekend? $5. Thank you. GL. Lindo. Inspecting Gadgets says, wow, Seth, bravo. Very good. Seth says, thank you. I was quite surprised I was able to find them for so cheap. Yeah, if you're willing to go hunting a lot, I'll put it to you this way. If you go hunting once, you may get lucky. If you go hunting 100 times, chances are, just like doing YouTube or anything else, you're probably going to create your own luck. J. Gabriel Trevino, another fantastic name. We got Lindo, and now we have Trevino. Very good. Thank you. Just $5. Thank you. $1.99. What camera do you use? This is a Sony A7R3. A little bit long in the tooth. Works just fine though. So still use it. I had this camera before, so I did some photography. But obviously it shoots video fairly well. The lens is what is this? It's a Tamron. Every time I try to type Tamron, though, it autocorrects to tampon. So it's a Tamron. So I think 17 to 28, 2.8. Yeah, there you go. Opinions on name? No, I don't have any. I haven't heard any. I mean, they're good, right? Where they charge a lot. I'm sure they're good. I just like that's kind of outside of my purview. But yeah, I mean, I was at Expona and they were in with Focal and some of the other hoity-toities in there. So yeah, I'm sure they're great. I just not for me personally. I love the A7R3. I'm glad you do. I got in a crazy deal. I put in I shouldn't talk about it. There's an app called Greentoe, and actually they sell speakers on there. So if you download Greentoe and you kind of put out into the cosmos what you want to spend for this specific product, and then kind of under the table, retailers will go and say, "Hey, am I going to accept this or not?" And then you don't know who don't know who you're buying it from, but you are buying a new one. You are buying US. You are buying, it has the full warranty, and then you'll get an email that says, "Hey, this is who sold it to you. Don't tell anybody." Greentoe. It's a great app. Hope you and the family are okay after the storm. Randy Bahina. No shortage of Tamrons. Any word from Just Shelly given the hurricane? No. Let me text them right now. Hurricanes are no joke, man. Hurricane Ivan was brutal. All right. You guys doing okay with the storm? Question mark. All right. I have an 80s. Thank you, by the way, whoever said that. Thank you. Because it had me do that. You had me do that. Thank you. I have an 80s era Luxman amp. I would love a tube pre under 1K. Any advice? Ooh, tube preamp under 100 or 100K. 1K. There is a place called Audio by Van Alstyne. Let me bring it up on the other screen here. It's in the studio. I'm in the studio and I have multiple screens because I'm fancy in the studio. All right. Audio by Van Alstyne. Let me bring this up and then I'll share the screen. All right. Talk about service. Here we go. Audio by Van Alstyne. DVA digital preamplifier. What does that cost? $2,500. That's not $1,000, is it? All right, let's go. Analog preamplifiers. Let's see, you got 1,200 Vision. I don't know if this has. Anyway, this is a good outfit, and some of them have phone or tubes in them. So check it out. Audio by Van Alstyne. And then I think your other option is, well, the Freya from Schkitt, even the Saga by Schkitt. But I mean, the Freya is just basically a true preamp. So it doesn't have a Phono Preamp, doesn't have a DAC or anything like that. So you can check that out though. It's a great, I think they're all hand built, I think in Minnesota or something. So great. I haven't personally heard them, but I've heard people that have heard them. Paco Rosas Moreno, another solid name. Enjoy the channel. Thank you. New to the hi-fi game. I want to build the dream system under 1K. Already have headphones. Would like. Very cool. There's a lot of great products out there that can get you close to there. So I don't know if you want like more advice, but I think I have a couple of videos like whole systems under 500, whole systems under 350, but a system under 1,000, depending upon if you want a turntable or a really good DAC, tons of options. Flying Plastic, thoughts on Dayton MK442T transmission line tower? No, but it's one of the few transmission line towers you can get. I do actually have in the house some Dayton audio speakers. You got to like keep some very low expectations for build quality. They don't sound bad. The problem is some items start to go on sale and they kind of compete in the same price range as the Dayton stuff. And so look at that. It's focusing on Mando. Let's see if I'll focus on Mando. No. All right. So, but I think if you're looking for transmission line, like you're not going to do better. And if anything, right, you could buy those and you put different drivers in, reinforce the cabinets or whatever, kind of have a fun project. Shamu, $10. Thank you. I bought the Wharfdale Diamond 12.2. Which integrated amp would you recommend for a bedroom? 10 by 10 under $1,000. If listening fatigue is an issue due to overly sharp treble. Well, someone mentioned it, the AXA35 from Cambridge Audio. I think it's gone up in price. It used to be $350. I think it may be around $400. That's a great warm amp. The Denon PMA 600 NE, another great warm lush amp. I think that comes in around $400. They also have the 80 NE, which is more power. I think the Diamonds will do okay on 50 watts or less, but I think they can handle a bit of juice. So yeah, there's two great options, I think, either Denon or Cambridge, both. But I think you're going to want that warmer, lusher sound from an amplifier. And those are great ways to get it. A lot of that stuff you can find, go to Crutchfield. A lot of times you can find it open box for less. Yeah. Chris Studebaker, $2. What do you want to see at Capital Audio Fest? You're what I want to see. I want to see Gishelli, of course. There's another company that reached out to me, and I think they're going to send me something. Really, really nice guy. I don't even know why I'm saying it because I can't remember their name. But when I get there, I'll do a video on all the cool kids. I'm excited to meet Zeos as well. And then I'm excited to see all my patrons as well. So that's it. I mean, my expectations are pretty low because there's not a lot of big companies there, but I'm going to get to see Gino and Sherry from Gishelli. I'm going to get to see a bunch of my patrons, and then I'm going to meet a few folks that have reached out to me. And then if I'm lucky enough, meet Zeos. Yeah, sounds like a fun weekend to me. Man, I'm talking a lot. Excuse me. Oh my goodness. Waters are so good. The Diamonds are already pretty warm. I don't think so, man. I thought the 12.2s are not that warm. I thought they were neutral. The 11.2s were warm as a bathtub that you just drew. Mo. So I thought the 12.2s were much more neutral than the 11.2s. So yeah, just my opinion though. Delmar Neely, $2 on your yellow Corvette. Very cool. I looked at classic cars last night just out of sheer curiosity to see how much they cost. Because my first car was a 79 Dodge Aspen RT, which isn't a common classic car. It wasn't a common car, period. Probably a reason why. Anyway, I love that car. Seeing if there's any decent ones out there. There are not. Jason M. Really like your channel. Thank you, Jason, so much. Welcome. Welcome to the channel. What is your tipple? of choice. Am I dense? What is a tipple? I have no idea what a tipple is. None. All right. Tell me what a tipple is. Simon Irving. I'm not going to mention it. I'm not going to click on it. It says cars are con. DIY amp builds using Ice Power AS, Ice Edge, Hypex, Purify, Neurochrome, Gent, and other cases. Coming soon? Soon? No, I made an Ice Power amp. Sounded thin, hard on top. I got all excited, spent all this time, took an old industrial computer case and drilled it out and put everything on there, hooked it up, got it going. Didn't sound good at all. What do you drink? Oh, this is water. This is a Coke Zero. I don't drink alcohol. None. Tipple. It's an alcohol drink. Britward. Oh, yeah, I don't drink alcohol. I drank enough in the Navy for like 10 lifetimes, so I don't drink anymore. So yeah, this is all me, all natural. So I don't need anything. Like, I can't imagine me under the influence of anything. Might be a bit intense. Hey, you guys want to look at the records I bought? I just unboxed these today. They've been here for a while, but I just got them out today. So all of these are Walmart exclusives too, which they're really good. I've had more than one Walmart exclusive. This is Pearl Jam. It's a 2-record, basically like a greatest hits compilation. 2 records. One's white, and then one's the regular black color. I listened to that today. All right. Seth Sutton, $5. Thank you. We have Led Zeppelin 3, Walmart exclusive. Very cool cover. It's like cut out right there. I haven't unwrapped this one yet, so I'm looking forward to this one. Ooh, made in Germany. It's a Walmart exclusive, made in Germany. All right. And we have Stone Temple Pilots. What is this? Plush blue splatter vinyl. Very cool. Only at Walmart. Yeah. All right. Not to be outdone, we have another Stone Temple Pilots core. We wore this thing out on in the weight room in my high school. What year was this? This one's made in Italy. What year did this come out? Oh, 92. Okay, yeah. Yeah, it makes sense. 92. This thing was awesome. And then, of course, no trip to the virtual record store would be complete without some Korn in there. We got Follow the Leader, exclusive red vinyl. Yeah. What year is this done? I can't find it. Anyway, this might have been the 90s too. Might have been the late 90s. There you go. That's my little record haul. Do you prefer the Yamo SS? Let me start over. Let's do that again. Do you prefer the Yamo S803 to the Fluence equivalent? And what amp would you use to pair with it? I would personally go, well, okay, let me qualify this. If you are into like the most neutral of sound, Fluence. All their speakers are pretty neutral. Not exciting though. If you want a bit of a U-shaped little punch on the bottom, sparkle on top, maybe not the most like refined sound at all, the Yamo. Yamo are funner. Fluence is very flat, maybe considered by some to be a better speaker. Personally, I would get the Yamos because I like to party. I like to have a little fun when I listen to music. Sometimes I watch football and listen to music at the same time. Party time. And what amp would you use to pair it? With these, you know, just about anything. You don't need to go crazy on an amp. The 803s and the Fluence both are affordable speakers. So, yeah, I mean, IEMA, a A07, T9, anything like that would do it. We got Skyline Staffing STP for the win. That's right. About a DVD player. Goodwill for my son, soon-to-be CD collection. That's the best way. Like Steve Z, one of my patrons, he rolled down to the Goodwill, bought an old DVD player, bought some CDs, and for like $15, he was listening to some music, including the music. So, yeah. Speakers of choice for mostly symphonic, orchestral music. Like a good speaker is a good speaker. So most of the ones that I've recommended, I think would be great. Symphonic, orchestral can hit low. So you may want something that has really good bass extension if you listen to a lot of symphonic. What is that? Carl, I don't know. The guy that did like Batman soundtrack. He's a composer. What is his name? He also did Interstellar, the one with the tops. Anyway, somebody will know. He's got I want to say it's called Heinz Fink, but it's not. That's a speaker maker. I don't know what I'm talking about. Yeah, Christopher Nolan, it's his movies, but it was the not the conductor. Classical equals soft speakers. Heinz Miller? I don't think that's right. Hans Zimmer. Ding, 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 ding. There it is. All right, hold on. This guy's been, I think, asking for a while. Wireless earbuds you recommend. The Soundcore stuff. And this is not a setup. Watch this. In my pocket, if I can find it. No, I don't have them. You're making me out to be a liar. All right. No, there must be by the bed. Almost all of the time in my pocket is a pair of Soundcore IEMs, not these. So these are the Liberty 2 Pros. I use the Liberty 3 Pros are my daily drivers. I think anything from Soundcore is really good. They have an app, a great app, EQ. Their stock sound signature is super bassy, but you can tame that down a bit. I don't use them for critical listening, but I do use them for listening sometimes. Mowing the yard, at the gym. Like I go to the gym very often. Once a month at the gym. I do mow the yard more than once a month though. And then at night, movies, YouTube, stuff like that. Use them all the time. They're great. I saw some other comments, but they're flying in here so quickly. I think someone asked my favorite metal bands. Of course, Metallica. And then I like Seven Dust. I like who's the kind of the under the radar. I like Chevelle, and I don't think you can even consider Chevelle to be like a metal act, but they're really good. Love Slipknot. Actually, Slipknot's playing tonight in Dallas. I don't think I'm going to go. And ticket prices have come way down too. But I'm too tired, man. I don't want to drive all the way over there. And then get all beat up down front. So I think I'm going to take a pass on this one. Mercia. Is it ridiculous to buy an IEMA T9 to go with a Q Acoustics 3030i for a year until I get it? No, not at all. Or just buy a mainstream cheap $300 Yamaha Denon amp. No, I mean, Yamaha's got a AS301. I think that's a pretty good amp. That's $350. I mean, the T9 is $130, so it's $200. So, yeah. So no, I don't think that's bad at all. Someone's agreeing with me. I like it when people agree with me. Chevelle are excellent. They're really good. They opened for Korn a while back. Hey, dude, Pete. Thanks, man. You're welcome. Chevrolet is my favorite band, and how do you classify them? Chevelle has some great songs. I mean, Korn. I don't know if you consider Korn metal or new metal, whatever you want to call them. Korn is, of course, one of my all-time favorites. Pantera, occasionally. Like, I can't listen to Pantera for a long time. I could listen to Korn all day. I could listen to Metallica all day. I could listen to Chevelle all day. I could listen to Seven Dust all day. There's a ton of bands, man. But like Chevelle and Seven Dust kind of fly under the radar. And I think they're both great. Great. Hans Zimmer, yes. Particularly the 396 Chevelle. I use a T9 with my Denon AVR. Sound better than the Denon. There you go. Sorry, how do you classify Chevelle? I don't know. Rock? Metal? I don't know. I don't know. Whatever you want to. Oh, Avenged Sevenfold. So I saw them open for Metallica 2016. They're okay. Like Avenged Sevenfold for me though is like too crispy. They're too good. So like Avenged Sevenfold for me sounds man, they sound kind of like what's the Christmas band that they do a lot of electric guitars, and there's always during the Christmas season, they're always like concerts you can take the kids to, and they play Christmas music, but it has like electric guitars and stuff. I don't know. Anyway, Avenged Sevenfold's like too buttoned up for me personally. I like a little bit of a Trans-Siberian. That's right. Trans-Siberian Orchestra. So Avenged Sevenfold reminds me of the Trans-Siberian Orchestra. They're too good. They're too buttoned up. There's another band that Brock, one of my patrons, recommended, and they were like, they're too good. I'm like, I don't love them. Update from Gashelli. They closed the shop a few days. Update is on Instagram. Okay. All right. I went to high school with Jonathan Davis, played in the marching band together. Total nerd. Yeah. He seems like, I know he was like into video games and stuff. Pretty cool, man. Yeah. He's a talented guy, man. Super talented. I think that's such a cool story because like nerds, they have like so many stuff going, because you probably don't think I'm a nerd, but I was a nerd trapped in a jock's body. So I played football, but I was also in the marching band. I was in the marching band for 4 years, and actually in junior high before that. So like on the down low, I had all my nerdery going on, like comic books and Dungeons and Dragons and all this stuff that was like not cool. But I've always been a low-key nerd. Do you also play guitar? No, but I want to learn. I play the drums. I mean, I played the drums. I still have a drum set upstairs that I was supposed to teach the girls how to play. So I played the drums. It's not really a musical instrument though. It's like something you rhythmically hit. Being in Texas, do you listen to any singer-songwriter stuff? Towns, Van Zandt? Not really. I don't know if Mumford and Sons is considered like singer-songwriter. I don't know. I've always been like confounded by that explanation or genre, because I feel that like that singer-songwriter is, for whatever reason in my head, like acoustic music is singer-songwriter, but Korn's a singer-songwriter. Best AV receiver under 1,000 for music and Blu-ray concert videos. So it might be just north of 1,000. The Pioneer VLX VX305. I love it. I have it upstairs. Really good. Aries 2 or Gashelli J2? J2. And then buy a record player, turntable, and then buy a whole bunch of records for what you would have spent on the Aries 2. Love the Aries 2. Don't want to take anything away from it. But there's not enough of a delta to justify it above the J2. The AKM version, anyway. Best Phono Preamp under $500. Well, I don't know if you can see it. This is a pretty darn good one for like 70. The Fozzy Audio something Phono something box. Although I have a $500 project tube. It's got two tubes on there. I'm very excited about. Here, let's give Mando a spin. All right, wait for it. He's coming around. Slowly. There we go. So yeah, I don't know. iFi Zen Phono is really good. I think that's used to be like 150. Now it's 200. I think the new Schgit Manny, pretty good. That's about 150. So iFi Zen Phono, really clean, super low noise floor. But yeah. Rip Jones, $5. Thank you, Rip. Very nice of you. Are you in Fort Worth, Texas? I am. Right now. Right now. Dave Bennett, for some reason you look familiar. Building out 2 theater areas, thinking Yamaha Studio Series S803 system for one, and then the Monolith Encore series for the other. Are there other systems in similar price bracket that you look at? I would punt on the Encores. I had them for review. Totally underwhelmed. I mean, they were so thick. There was zero mid-range clarity on those speakers. They were all bottom end. And I'm fine with a speaker that's like all bottom end, but you better have some clarity in the mid-range. Like I'm cool. Like, yeah, tilt the bass up in comparison to the rest of the frequency response. But don't tilt it and bump it so high that there's no mid-range clarity. If it's just home theater, though, that may not bother you if you have a decent center channel. But I mean, they're powerful. They'll kick you. But as far as like being super revealing, nope. No. So in that price range, I would look at the Sony SSCS5s, not their center channel though. So just run SSCS5 and not their towers. Just run SSCS5s everywhere. Take one SSCS5 and make it your center channel. So you'll have one extra speaker. Let's see. What else is good? Affordable home theater. I think the ELAC B5.2s or the ELAC Unify, they're more expensive though. But yeah. Dave Bennett says the bald head and beard. It could be. Do you listen to anything electronic music-wise? Not really. 9 Inch Nails. I don't know if you could consider that electronic. Oh, another band I've been just absolutely obsessed with is Static X lately. Just listened to a ton of it. Best speaker for clarity. For a budget speaker, without any doubt, it would be the B1 Plus from Emotiva and B2 Plus from Emotiva, followed by the Yamaha Concert Series C93 2s. Those are all bookshelf speakers, though. Then another one, Polk TSI series all around, Randy. Very good point from Kevin. They are very good. Saw them back in 2009. All right, we're getting up on it, gents, ladies and gents. So couple more quick ones, and then I've got to roll. I actually should post up the Polk TSI series because I think they're going for about $100, and that is a great speaker for $100. If I missed any super chats, I don't think I did, but if I did, I am so sorry. Reach out to me and say, hey, I super chatted you and you never answered my question. And I'll try to get back to you. Would a pair of Fluence AI81 speakers with a turntable for daily listening, Audio-Technica LP20X, thank you. Would I pair? If the Audio-Technica has a Phono Preamp built into it? Yes, but the Fluences do not. The AI81s do not. They're also extraordinarily bassy, their stock tuning. So you got to bring the bass all the way down. That speaker also has some box resonance as well. So I think there's better options out there for $500 that you could put together. That would sound better. Dan B, great job. Love these weekly chats. Matt, thank you for your time. As always, thank you, Matt, for coming in today. Here you go. What sub to add to the system? Jasheli J2, Shkit Saga, Shkit Loki, Shkit Vidar, Polk R200. Ooh, baby. That sounds like fun. I think SVS SB1000 Pro is excellent. I think that's $600. Emotiva, great subs. SE8, affordable. SE12 is affordable. And then they just came out with some new subs. So a lot of great options out there. Hey, we got a super chat. M, $5. Thank you, M. You from James Bond? Which speakers would you recommend for under $300 for metal, and have you listened to Candlemass? I don't think I've listened to Candlemass. Under $300, the Emotiva B1 Plus. John Caruso. Look at you, man. You look like you've got a few stories to tell. A few more cups of coffee for your future videos. Thank you, John. Very sweet of you, my man. Really, really appreciate it. All right, gents, I would love to stay on, but I'm up against it, and I've got kids to pick up from school. So y'all have a great week. Thank you so much for checking in. We've got a new video coming out hopefully tomorrow. It's done. It just got to get final approval from one of the sponsors. So hopefully that'll be up tomorrow. Anyway, y'all have a great week. Thank you so much for stopping by. I love y'all. Love you, love you, love you. Love you.